Cowboy was not my first horse, but he was my horse. We got King Cowcutter, also known as Cowboy, when I was 9 years old, and he was a mere 90 days old. He was bought with the intention to flip as a yearling. I was not supposed to get attached, but you cannot control who your heart falls in love with. He was a solid paint-bred gelding, the prettiest liver chestnut with only a star, stripe, and snip. He had a scar on his left shoulder where he ran through a barbed wire fence trying to get to his mom after being weaned the day before we purchased him. As an only child, he was my best friend. As the sale approached, I would cry and beg my dad to not sell him. It worked, and he did not place Cowboy in the sale. By the time the next sale came along, he was almost 2, and my dad decided he had kept him long enough, he might as well see if he could ride. He rode, and he rode well. He was a true dying breed, the all-around horse. He did it all: rodeo queens contest, halter, hunter hack, western pleasure, and even reining. With only 90 days of riding, we competed in our first rodeo queens contest. He was 2 and I was 11. A baby riding a baby was risky, but anything is possible when you believe. We rode so good. I rode out of the arena, and my dad did the unimaginable. He gave Cowboy to me. In my house, my father determines what gets sold and what is kept. Since he gave me Cowboy, the ball was finally in my court. I decided if we kept him, if we sold him, and for how much. The years passed, we grew up together, and as we grew older, our bond grew stronger. When I was riding him, it is something unexplainable. It felt like we were flying. We were invincible. We could conquer the world. Time literally stood still. I would get lost for hours out at the barn. I would ride him, I would groom him, I would tell him my deepest, darkest secrets. He knew me better than I even knew myself. With him, I won 4 saddles, countless buckles. We are the reason rules are made. Some contests didn't like the fact I went bridleless during the freestyle. And we still hold the record for the highest horsemanship score and overall score in Jasper, and the most consecutive horsemanship wins with 3 at St. Augustine. In fact, it was at St. Augustine that I was offered $75,000 for Cowboy. I turned it down. In my mind, he was priceless and not for sale. Cowboy died 2 weeks and 2 days before my 22nd birthday. The pictures you're seeing now are of our last show, even though neither one of us realized it at the time. While Cowboy is not here with me physically anymore, he is here in my heart. And every time I throw a leg over a horse and ride, I think of him. Because you see, at the end of the day, I did not make Cowboy. Cowboy made me.